Now we are live. So I give directly to Greg. This is your part, Greg.
Hello and welcome to Cub's Corner, April 2024 edition. And today we have the immutable Cub, and we have Cat Claw, and we have myself. Hopefully we're going to get a visit from Ground Cantina as well. So we have some entertainment news, various movies that have come out. Roadhouse, Dream Scenario, Dune 2, Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire, Godzilla. We have a Godzilla Kong movie to discuss. Maybe we should start out.
Greg, Greg, you should mention they are all suck. This time is no good movie. The only good one, I can tell it directly, from all the movies, is just the first Omen, which is okay. All the other ones just suck.
I don't know about that. I've got a sleeper in there. Roadhouse. I like the new Roadhouse movie. I was surprised.
Oh my god!
So we'll have to go. What did you hate so much about it? Or let's just wait till it comes up, I guess.
Everything, I would say.
Everything. Well, that narrows it down.
Yeah.
That's Cub's regular answer.
Yeah, but we're going to talk about... Kat, could you watch the Roadhouse thingy?
No, I didn't even like the original.
Oh, good for you. I didn't miss anything.
No, I'm sure.
Yeah, then I would say, Greg, go after your list. What's the first thing on your list?
Dune 2.
So first off, who has seen it besides me?
Yeah, I've seen it, and I've read the book.
Yeah, very cool. Kat, did you also see it?
No, I don't know. I'm just not really into sequels like that. I didn't think it would be very good, honestly.
Did you see the original movies back in '84?
Yes.
How'd you like that?
The original Dune? Yeah. I loved it. Loved it.
Yeah. So that was definitely
I was actually looking at
version.
I was actually looking at the books the other day in the bookstore, considering getting them and reading them.
There you go. I'd recommend that for sure. That's going to be superior, to these movies. But as for what I thought, it was a good movie. It had decent acting, okay, special effects for today's year. I way preferred the one back in '84 myself, but we're able to go into a little more depth, having several movies covering it. But if you want to have a good analysis of all these different versions that have come out, you'd have to go to Cub's video, because he does a good job of that, and he points out the various things, inconsistencies and flaws is what he's good at. And my God, I just out of the various iterations, I like the first. Of course, the book's superior because you have it's such a big story, and well, it goes into religion and the Bene Jesuits, the female dominated religion is a very strong thing here, and of course Paul is going into that total female world. And I think they do a good job of portraying this. Cub has pointed out how his girlfriend is totally, well, she's miscast and she's badly written. They've changed her from the book. They betrayed who she was in the book, and they put her as part of, like, I think they're trying to do some sort of a weird, I don't know. Where they're showing dissension within the Fremen, which wasn't there,
which doesn't make any sense in the context of the book, because
it's a betrayal.
The Fremen, they're supposed to be like a religious group nowadays. You can say like the Palestinians are like here here from Afghanistan, what they call it here, jihad. Here, Greg, the people,
Jihadists.
jihadists. How?
Well,
No,
they're fighting for God.
No, the Taliban or something like that.
What the name of the people here on our
Yeah,
planet?
or like the Iranians, or what you call them here in Iran. These are religious groups that you can't suppress in any form, because where people can't get into is that the religion is the thing that keeps them together. There is no separation between them or something like that. That's why it's so hard. No religious separation, and that's why it's so hard for them to betray them or something like that, because their belief is the thing that makes them strong. And the Fremen are supposed to be something like that. Or would you agree, Greg, in the novel?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and so to make fractions of them doesn't make any sense. So, and also people are so stupid when they see this new movie. They don't get, first off, there's a character completely left out. It's the more than one character, important characters, by the way. Here, first off, the sister of Muad'Dib, Alia, I think it's her name.
Oh, that's right.
Like
that.
Yeah, and she is important. She's
she was important. Very important.
She's very important for the story. They left her out completely.
Anyone who's seen the original movie knows this.
Yeah. And also he comes to power in less than 9 months.
Yeah, where it took several years.
It took 5 years in the book. And it makes sense in the book, because it takes 5 years that you get the whole planet behind you. You can't do that as a completely stranger just in a few months. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, I mean, it's possible, but it's a lot less likely.
No, but it's less.
You're not dealing with a planet that's held together with telecommunications and stuff. You're having to work within hidden catches of water and people, and very people who aren't going to be easily swayed. Like Cub is saying, these are religious fanatics. Religious fanatics are not normally easily swayed, or people who have a lack of religion. That's also a kind of fanaticism. And Greg, the atheists who are fanatical atheists.
Greg, it takes even longer if you go after the story of the movie, that there are fractions of the Fremen. Because when the Fremen are together in one religion and all believe in the prophet, then maybe, but it's hard enough. Even then in the book, it took 5 years. But in this version, the Fremen are not even all behind the prophet. But he takes the lead anyway in a few months.
I think they just didn't want to show like a loyal girlfriend, that she had to like be against him politically or whatever. It doesn't make any sense at all, really.
Yeah,
and also, in a situation like that would be a good way. If you're leading a revolt of part of the religious community, you're going to get killed. These were very harsh people, and they would have dealt with her harshly.
And also, we don't forget, Zendaya is not an actor. Sorry, she can't act. This is the worst miscast ever. They completely destroyed the big chance that we finally get a good book adaptation of Dune, because it is possible. We saw that already in the TV series, in the 3-part TV series, that showed us that a faithful adaptation is possible. Of course, you need the budget, and the sci-fi series didn't have the budget. And also, they changed a few things, minor things, but in the whole, it stayed very true to the original story most of the time. But it showed that it is possible. So that the Villeneuve decided to completely bomb his adaptation with this miscast and also with this rewriting of the story for no reason, by the way. Because the second part of Dune, I can't rewatch anytime soon. It's unwatchable for me. When I see Zendaya, I directly start puking.
Well, that seems a little harsh.
No, she also annoyed as hell as MJ. Can't you remember that?
I didn't say she was a good actress. She is annoying.
She's annoying and she can't act, and she saw that already in Spider-Boy, and now this in Dune. And
okay, but this is 2024, and they're gonna throw an unlikable female character in just, I don't know, because they're required to do so. So I just kind of ignored her.
Yeah, but the thing is, for me, a female character in a movie had to be a good actor, or at least an eye candy. That's something for the eye. No, these two things. Sorry, this goes also for other actors. They have to act, or they have to be good actors, or at least they have to be easy on the eye. That's
well, they got to bring something to the table. I agree with that.
Yes, they had to bring something to the table, but there was nothing. And this annoys the hell out of me, because now he
was less annoying in this movie than in her other movies, though.
Yeah, but it's
it's slightly less. That's a positive. You said there were no positives. I'm trying to supply a positive.
Yeah,
to
but
keep Cub happy. Cub's in a good mood, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, this Villeneuve fuck. He is for me a total hack. A total hack.
How did you like the cinematography and the lighting? And
okay.
I got an okay out of him.
Yeah, these are good.
Good.
Yeah, but other people also but other people can also make good photography and so on here, like Zack Snyder, because his movies, they are very well shot, partially in some scenes at least. They're very beautiful.
Okay, I could say that about Ryan Johnson as well. He can shoot some good shots, but he's terrible as a director overall.
Yes, he's terrible as a director. And
but I'm not saying that about Dune 2. I mean, it's got some decent battle scenes. It's got some good lighting and choreography and all the little things. It's got some good stuff. It does go against the grain on his girlfriend and the other sect, but I did point that out, that it's got flaws. Yeah, but if you look at Cub's review of the various Dune iterations, this one is less offensive than many of the others. Wouldn't you agree with that?
No, I said that the mini-series is better than the Villeneuve version. And of course, the David Lynch version is also better. The reason is, for me, the most important thing that a director has to achieve, he has to be a storyteller. This is, for me, the most important thing. And just to make good visuals, something like that, is just not enough. And Villeneuve also already showed with Blade Runner 2049 that he is not able to tell a story.
He did a bad job on that.
Yeah, he's just not able to do it. Sorry, he needs a storyteller at his side. He can't. It's like with Zack Snyder and all these other directors who can bring good visuals, but are not able to tell a story, even if their life is depending on it. They are not able to. And these are, for me, not real directors. Sorry. It's just like it is.
Well, you make good points, but overall, I'm still going to recommend Dune 2, especially if you like Dune 1.
No, Dune 1 was a fraud, because in Dune 1 he didn't stick exactly to the story, because he didn't want to show us how different the Zendaya part was. So he left her mostly out of Dune 1, that we just don't get the science in time. And Of course, Dune 1 is better than Dune 2. I agree on that.
Yay.
But these are all the praise I can give it, because it's worthless without this part 2, and with part 2 it's worthless. So for me, no recommendation for this thing at all. The only recommendation is for the soundtrack from part 2. I think is it from part 2, the soundtrack, which I used in my review from Hans Zimmer, or is it already the one from part 1? As I said,
don't know.
The soundtrack from Hans Zimmer is much better than expected. I think it's the first one I used from the first Dune. From part 1, or both are the same. Can't remember. It's too long ago. Yeah. No, but the soundtrack was much better than expected. For Hans Zimmer, I was really surprised. It was, you can really enjoy it. Yeah, Greg.
Yes, sir.
Is this all for Dune? Can we leave this awful planet?
You were going so good, I wasn't going to interrupt you.
No, I have enough on this planet. It sucks.
I was answering the chat. Dana's in the chat, so I was saying hi to her.
Yeah, hi, Dana.
Let's see. She asked, how would you all like a Back to the Future 4 if it came out?
No way.
Gotta get back in time. I don't know. Cat Claw says she wants to see it. And I'm going to go with Cat
That's
Claw
like kicking
and
a dead horse a few times.
Yeah.
So me and Cat want to see it, but Cub is against it, Dana.
Yes, because it can't be with Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox is ill, as you know, and it would be just sad to see him like this.
I think you would have to recast him, though. I mean, it's been 40 years, so
yeah, but
he's got to be a young. I don't think you can do it with him as a 60-something-year-old.
Yeah, but sorry, in Michael J. Fox, he is McFly. There is the other he's the other original. Way. Yeah, he's the original, and I can't see anybody else playing this part. It's like it's even worse than with Indiana Jones. I can rather see a new Indiana Jones than a new Marty McFly. Yeah,
and Dana says they do have AI now, so maybe they could just use an artificial intelligence version. What about that, Cub?
No, why? Well, this story is told, and it's brilliantly told. You can't tell it better. And to make, if you want to make a new story, make a new story. And also, there is a continuation already as an animated series, if you know, if you can remember.
I had completely forgotten the animated series.
Yes, in the animated series, it's with Doc Brown and his wife and his 2 children, Jules.
Did they use the original actors for the voices?
I have no idea, but since I haven't prepared the review yet, I wanted to make one maybe next year, if next year if there is a free time slot, because 3/3 of the year is already full.
Oh,
and
no.
If I have a free time slot, then maybe I make a Back to the Future retrospective.
Well, I guess we'll all have to wait and see what happens. Thank you for your ideas, Dana. It's good to have somebody in the chat and talking to us. You want to move on to the next one, or you want to keep going with Dune 2?
Oh, no. No, Dune. I have so much Dune. I did 24 hours, 25 hours listen to the book. That was so...
God.
Just for the review. And for book 2 and 3, I gave up on, because they were just boring. So for me, at least, the story was told in Dune 1, perfectly told, and the continuations were... even the books, for me, they were unnecessary, and so.
But really, for an in-depth review of all these Dune things, go to Cub's channel. and we ought to link it in the description or something. But surely they know you have your own review channel.
Yes, I think people who listen to us here on Cub's Corner, they for sure know
the
that,
Lone Wolf Cub.
I've-
If they're not aware, he's got very in-depth. You wouldn't believe how in-depth the reviews are on not just the like a movie, but it'll be any TV series associated with it, books, comic books. He doesn't do that every time, but he does it most times. And if it's worthy, and even if it's not worthy, if he just wants to tear it apart because he wants to show how evil it is. So yeah, I would recommend checking out Cub's review of these Dune movies. And I've read the books, and he makes good points. But overall, I gave it a thumbs up. And I think we should jump down to Godzilla versus Kong, or Godzilla X Kong, because Kat's here, and she definitely wanted to talk about it if her voice holds up. And I haven't seen it, so what do you want to say anything about the Godzilla X Kong movie, Kat?
Yeah, that was a waste of money, but it made the grandbaby happy. That movie was, I have ADHD, and it was a nightmare for me. I sat in there almost 2 hours, and oh my God, I don't know what these people were thinking when they made this movie, because it jumps from one thing to another, because it starts out like talking about how there's this like force field or whatever between inner Earth and outer Earth, and how Kong lives in inner Earth and Godzilla lives on outer Earth. And the only time they fight is if they cross into each other's territories. And then it goes on to talk about the relationship with the lady and the little girl that was in the last one, Godzilla and Kong movie, that came out during the pandemic. And sorry, it's a hell of a time for me to get a breath.
Now take your time. You're doing good.
And it went to that dynamic between them two. She starts like drawing, it looks like almost like 3 little mountains on this paper, which ends up being this signal that's coming from inner Earth and disrupting electromagnetic stuff or whatever their equipment up here on Earth. And then it goes, oh God, it goes to showing Kong down in inner Earth, and there's this little ape that he finds in a group of other monkeys. Oh my God, it's just all over the fucking place. That's all I can say about it.
Let's call him a mini Kong, the little ape.
Yeah,
a mini
Kong.
giant, a mini giant,
Mini me.
a mini giant.
Yeah.
Yes, a mini me. Yeah. So first off, they didn't have an interesting enemy this time. They just had another ape.
No.
Which was just boring. And also, Kong is a complete house pet. He's not an animal anymore. He acts so human, and also he goes 2 times. He goes visit his doctor, and first he goes to the dentist, and then he goes with his arm, and so this is all human behavior, and also I don't want to start how Godzilla runs and wrestles also like a human. Sorry, this thing was complete dumpster fire, complete garbage, really.
There was no fun parts. No, how about the monster versus monster fighting? Was there some fun stuff there?
Yeah, but the thing is, Godzilla, Kong gets the whole time defeated again. He gets again 2 times defeated. First from the ape, then from Godzilla again. Last time he also got 2 times defeated. Kong gets the whole time defeated in this movie.
Yeah.
And Kong is
like
supposed
Germany,
to be
huh?
King Kong. That's the reason why you never should have put King Kong and Godzilla, the king of the monsters, in the same movie, because both are supposed to be the kings. They are not supposed. Nobody of them is supposed to lose or run away. like King Kong did, by the way. It reminded me so much on this Roland Emmerich Godzilla, where Godzilla is running away and shying away from fights and things like, and hiding in sewers. And with Kong, it was kind of the same thing with these movies.
Oh God, yeah, that pissed me off. If that's what they're doing, I ain't gonna like that.
Yeah, and he's not. And also we have the King Kong whisperer here, this little girl, which is supposed to be important because script says so. But sorry, she. I don't give a fuck on any of these humans. The last movie, they were annoying as hell. This time they are not that annoying, but this time the movie is not that exciting because you don't have an enemy that is exciting. You just have a stupid ape that has a trick that it can, with pain, it can control a titan. And this titan, by the way, so you have an ape and a titan, aka a Godzilla infusion, a Godzilla on 4 legs who can breathe ice, and then you have an ape and Godzilla. So in fact, you have the same team that are fighting against each other. But the Ice Titan turns on his master at the end, and so the ape has no Scar King is his name. Scar King at the end gets defeated because all 3 are against him, which was clear from the get-go. This was so clear for when you watch the movie. You know exactly, because he just controls this Titan with pain, with a pain trick.
Titan, it was Shima was its name, and they even had Mothra in this too. I wasn't pleased with Mothra.
Yeah, Mothra was also in there, and for a few seconds, and but still, this was. For me, this was a nothing burger. This is the worst from them, from all the Godzilla, from all the King Kong, new King Kongs. This is the worst, clearly.
I survived on nothing burgers. They're delicious.
But they could keep the budget.
How would you rank it among all the Godzilla movies? We had some really bad ones in the 70s and 60s. We had the original one, which was really good in 54, and then we had -1, which I think is equal to the 54 version, and then we had the Shin Godzilla. Where would you put this thing? Is this down there with the kids?
You know, Greg, that's the thing. The ones back in the 60s and 70s and even the 50s, they were kind of so bad they were great. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's the second.
So you're
worst.
saying it tries too hard to be good, and so it fails on every count?
Kind of. The thing is, for me, it's the second worst Godzilla. It comes directly after the Roland Emmerich one. The Roland Emmerich one is the worst, and this is the second worst. Because in this thing, neither Godzilla nor King Kong is treated right. Because for starters, Godzilla attacks King Kong for no reason. King Kong comes to Godzilla for help here, and then they need Mothra and this King Kong or Godzilla whisperer here, this little girl, that Godzilla gets it. Godzilla is treated here completely as like an animal, and King Kong is treated like a human. But this is both not really correct. It doesn't seem right. And in the end, Godzilla behaves also more like a human then when they team up. And is running around with him here. You have seen the scene.
It was the humanization of Godzilla that kind of ruined him in the late 60s, early 70s. And my least favorite Godzilla movie was Godzilla versus the Smog Monster, which 7-year-old Greg went to see in the theaters and hated. The stupid hippies ruined the movie.
I love that movie.
You did? It was too psychedelic. There was Godzilla was covered with freaking goopy pollution. It was horrible. I was
I love that
disappointed.
one.
Yeah, but at least it was trash, entertaining trash. But this thing,
Right.
these new Godzilla and King
It
Kong
was
movies,
different.
they are not. They can't have the trash entertainment factor that the old ones have. So they are just there. They are not so badly made that you can make fun of them, but they are also not good enough that you can enjoy them. They are just, and the CGI is awful. It's god awful.
Yeah.
It just takes all the fun out of every scene. And the scenes you don't have any humans anymore. So what is the deal with having giant animals or giant monsters when you don't have humans to compare them against? So this doesn't look entertaining when you see how they are completely demolishing the city, but it really looks like because there are no humans there, you don't really get an idea of the threat. And probably thousands die or millions in this movie. But you don't see that. You don't get that.
Millions die? How do millions die?
Yeah, millions maybe not, but they destroy more than one city. They destroy 2 or 3 cities.
Yeah.
Are they northern cities?
I don't know. I think there are democratic cities, and so I didn't care. So I didn't care.
I think Kat got what I was saying.
Yes, I did. That was funny.
Yeah, northern cities. Now I get it. Yeah, but as I said, Greg, you have to see it for yourself. But
I will. I'm definitely going to discuss that. Discuss it with you when I get a chance to see it.
Yeah,
I'm glad Kat came on though, because we really needed to hear from her on this. Because that's two people. It's not just Cub being crazy. We've got a second person who's backing him up, which is rare.
Yeah, and by the way, my review on Godzilla X Kong is on Wednesday.
Wednesday. So, y'all people ought to go see it.
Yes, it is
the Lone Wolf
Wednesday.
Cub channel.
Yeah, and it's called. I think it's called Cubzilla versus something.
There might still be time you could splice in a clip from Kat.
Yeah, Cubzilla versus Kong. No, it's already finished. I can't splice in anything. It's already uploaded.
Already gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a little too late, Kat. We were so close.
Yeah, and also too late for the Omen.
If you weren't so hardworking, you could improve your videos, Cub. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, as I said, Cubzilla versus Kong.
And he's got one coming up that's going to have Jez in it. So that's the first time ever.
Yeah, the first time ever. Cool. It will be the second Westworld. Cub versus Westworld, and that is the one that is with Jess.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah. But I haven't edited it yet. It's because I'm now editing Jurassic World, because I just finished yesterday Jurassic Park, and today I started with Jurassic World editing. And after that, I'm editing Westworld, and after that, Cub versus Westworld. So, but it's a ton of editing. It's so much. The soundtrack, it kills me.
Are you touching on the original 1973 movie, or are you just doing the series? And what are you doing on Westworld?
Oh, Westworld is the start of my Michael Crichton retrospective series. No, it's not the start. It's one of them. Jurassic World is the start.
But you're starting with the original movie.
Yeah, of course. I make really an in-depth on the Crichton ones. The Crichton ones, there are now, I think, eight reviews or 8 videos, and they are going to be really, really in depth and things like that. And of course, the original. And he didn't write a book for Westworld, as you know, because he thought the story wouldn't care a novel. But he used kind of the idea for Jurassic Park, if you can remember, about a technological a new park that goes crazy. So the Jurassic Park story is kind of like the Westworld screenplay.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I think you recognize that or not? You have a modern park where modern technology is used for entertainment, and something goes wrong. This is exactly the same story with Jurassic Park and Westworld.
And probably Disney World, because how long before the animatronic go crazy and start ripping people apart?
Yes. And I included that, by the way, in my Westworld review.
You included my joke that I just came up with?
No, because the Simpsons made a satire on Westworld. It's
of course they did. I didn't see that.
The Itchy and Scratchy Park.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah, and it's a combination. By the way, the Simpsons, they had the same idea like me. It's a combination of Jurassic Park and Westworld, because they used the helicopter from Jurassic Park to get there, to get to the Itchy and Scratchy Park, where the robots are like in Westworld.
I always like the opening scene of Westworld where they're heading. What was it, in a hovercraft? And the shot of the pilot's sunglasses reflecting back across the endless plain. I thought that was just an excellent opening for that movie.
Yes, and the opening with the hovercraft, there were planned more scenes with the hovercraft opening, and he couldn't realize them because of the budget.
Wow, it would have been good. Because that, to me, that was an awesome opening, and I saw the possibilities, and I wondered that it was such a short little part, and it seemed like a lot of money went into it, and it was such a low budget movie. They really got bang for their buck.
Yeah,
I wish they'd gotten to show the extended hovercraft scene that you're talking about.
Yeah, and he went over budget. Even then, he went over budget. He had just 1 million, and he needed 1.2 million. 1,250,000, and this 250,000 he went over budget with this movie. Had to fight for that,
and that included getting Yul Brynner.
Yes, but Yul Brynner was a lucky coincidence, because Yul Brynner was at this time he needed urgently the money, and that is the reason why he appeared there for a very small fee. For him, very small. He got 74,000, something like that, or 75,000, and this was very, very little money for him.
Oh yeah, he was getting such big salaries on several movies before that. It's just amazing that he was, and he even reprised the same outfit that he had worn in the Magnificent Seven. Did you notice that?
Yes, of course. And Michael Crichton, by the way, he had no say on the casting at all, because when he wanted to make Westworld, everybody rejected the script. The only ones that they didn't reject it was what's the name? MGM, I think.
Yeah, I think it was MGM.
MGM, but MGM was the last company he wanted to work with. He didn't want to make the movie because of that. But a friend convinced him to do it anyway. That's the reason why he took made it with MGM. And MGM was known that they drove directors crazy. And many big directors, which were befriended with Crichton, he knew stories about MGM, and that's why he didn't want to work with them. But
so it's like streaming with Cub.
No, and because Westworld was his first. Westworld was his first cinema movie, but it was not his first movie. He made a movie before that, for a television movie.
I thought you were going to say he made a porno.
No, no, no. No, the final,
Sorry.
God, tell me
no,
that's
but he,
funny.
no, but he really made one, by the way.
Ah, see? How did I know
Really?
that?
Yes, yes. But he didn't make it himself. It was adapted, I think, from one of his stories. But I talk about that in the retrospectives. As I said, I
Yeah,
make
you
it-
really need to go listen to these retrospectives, people. He covered so much more in-depth analysis. And you don't get my constant jokes. So that helped.
Hey, sometimes you get them. Oh, and by the way, this on Wednesday, this is really important. Cubzilla versus Kong is the one with Bazzil, where Bazzil appears.
Who?
Here, here, our Bazzil.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Really?
you know that he has an appearance in my King Kong review. But
Oh, that's cool. We're gonna
Yeah.
have to let him know about that.
Yes, and because I had to split it in 2 reviews, this is now the second part. Cubzilla vs. Kong is now the second part of the King Kong review. And
Bazzil was all happy to be on today, but then he realized that it's Palm Sunday in Orthodox Christian, so he's off doing that.
Yeah, but as I said, on Wednesday you can. Bazzil has his big appearance in my review.
Well, that's cool. I'm gonna definitely let him know.
Yeah. So I would say, what were we talking about?
Godzilla X Kong, I guess.
Godzilla X Kong. Yeah, and don't forget his stupid repair here, where they repair his arm. So his arm gets iced by the ice monster, and this glove that they just happen to have laying around or something like that. This glove has also anti-ice serum in it.
All right, man, I need one of those.
Yeah. So this was so convenient. This script, this is the laziest script ever. It's really, and I didn't mention that even in my review. This anti-ice serum, I didn't mention that even, because there's so much more that I go about. But it's one thing. It's just lazy. This is the laziest.
Yeah.
This time they really just wanted to make a fast buck. Didn't care at all about the story, the lore, if it makes any sense or whatever. Yeah, but enough about that. I have nothing to say more about this thing. You can watch my review on Wednesday, then you see what I mean.
Okay, Kat, did you get a chance to see the first Omen?
No. Oh, the first one? Yeah, the first one I've
No,
watched.
I
but
think
didn't
it's
watch
called
this
the
one.
first Omen. The new movie is
Yeah,
called the first Omen.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
the last-
I didn't see it either.
The
I think
last
Cub's
Omen
the only
is
one who
called-
saw it.
Yeah, the last Omen.
I'll bet High Ground saw it, but he's not here.
Yeah.
Dang it.
So let's wait when High Ground comes in, then we talk about it. And if not, then I'm just giving a recommendation for it. It's not because it's a good prequel to the Omen, because it isn't. But it's a good movie for itself, or let's say not good. It's a decent movie for itself. Okay. It's much better than people expect it to be.
I'm dropping out for a couple of minutes. Kat, take over for me, and I'll be right back.
Yeah, okay.
All righty.
Yeah, Kat, as I said, I'm just giving a kind of a recommendation for it. If the people, it's watchable. It's not brilliant or anything like that, but it has beautiful cinematography. It has a kind of, the story is okay. The second half is the best thing with this movie. The first half, for me personally, it drags a little bit, but as I said, it's beautifully shot. And but we're going more about it when when Greg's brother appears.
Yeah.
And if not, then we're talking maybe next time about when everybody has seen it. So I would say the next one, Rebel Moon. Could you take a look at this dumpster fire?
No, I didn't. Was it on Hulu?
I know. I think Netflix or not.
Oh.
It's this Zack Snyder Netflix movie where he spent hundreds of millions for complete garbage Star Wars ripoff.
Oh,
he
wow.
says Star Wars meets Seven Samurai in space, since
Oh,
Star
boy.
Wars didn't play already in space. So this time in space. Oh, hi Andy. Nice to see you here in the chat.
Hey, it's Ente.
Yeah, and Anti.
How would you pronounce that?
It's Anti is a word for duck. So ducky.
Duck Andy? Andy is duck Andy.
Yeah, because Anti comes from ente, and ente means duck, and Anti is kind of a funny word for duck.
Ente ist durchständig.
Yeah, this means durcheinander. He's confused. Durcheinander means to be confused. And
then he's perfect for our stream.
And because his name is Andreas, he makes a short of his name, Andy, and so he makes a combination of confused and Andy.
He likes Rebel Moon.
Yeah.
Is that where his confusion comes in? It is.
Yeah. yes. He likes it, but not really. I don't think so. But we are going to talk about it in German next week, because next week, Friday, is my German live stream with Andy, and then we are going to talk about it.
Okay, so he streams with you?
Yeah, I hope he's going to stream with me. He has time. And so what's about Rebel Moon? Greg, I think you haven't seen it.
No, I didn't see it. It wasn't on the list. You said not to watch it.
Have you seen the first one?
Yeah, I did see the first one. It was pretty unmemorable. I thought it was not well done. It was,
but why the hell didn't you watch the second one? Didn't you want to know how the story continues?
He said he's going to be there for your show, and no, I didn't want to see how it continued. It was so bad. The first episode was so bad. It wasn't on the list, and I didn't want to watch it on my own.
Yeah, and the second one is shorter than the first one.
Maybe Kat saw it. Did you see it, Kat?
Rebel Moon? No, I didn't get to.
Yeah, the second one is shorter than the first one. It's just 2 hours. The second one, not 2.5 hours or 3 hours like the first one. But it feels much longer, like as the first one, because it's much worse.
I just read they're going to have 6 movies of it.
Oh wow! Is it going to be 6 movies?
Yeah, but he's just talking crap. I don't believe that for a second. Second one was so bad. I barely made it through the movie. Most of the time, I skipped through the movie because I fast forwarded because it was just so boring.
Oh man, I knew that's what Cub does. He makes us watch the whole thing, and he skips through it.
No, just fast forwarded through the boring scenes. So most of the movie. and by the way, it was complete in slow motion anyway. So to play it fast forward was just playing it the regular just regular, because it was completely slow motion anyway.
That's weird.
Yeah, so you had a normal speed when you fast
So what was the
forward.
story about?
Yeah, they're preparing to get attacked in 3 days. They get attacked from the Empire, and so now they are preparing. They are taking in the precious corn in 3 days from the whole planet. I don't know, and then they make some booby traps.
Are they still using the ridiculous rudimentary farming techniques? I mean, all they have to do is use better farming techniques for this empire. It seems so crazy that they're so advanced and so unadvanced in farming.
Yeah, I know. The story doesn't make any sense. So then the attack comes, and then they win, and that's it. They win
Yay.
against the Empire. I don't know how, because at the end, then a few other groups join in. Here, this robot starts fighting at the end. Here,
Well,
this,
what I remember of the Empire soldiers, they seem more like teenagers
yeah,
than they
and,
did actual military people.
yeah, and also there was this Antifa group or whatever, Antifa in space. They join them at the end when the fight kind of is over, but then they join them.
Yeah,
And yeah,
and
that's
take
the whole,
credit. Woohoo!
yeah, that's the whole movie. And most of the scenes are slow motion. How they are farming. When you want to see farming in slow motion, that's the movie for you.
Well, that sounds awesome. So
Yeah.
you recommend it?
No, hell no. I don't recommend anything from this
You
section.
recommended it to learn how to farm in space.
Yeah, if you want to farm in slow motion.
Okay.
But who wants to farm in slow motion?
I don't know. I don't know. Not me.
You are just too slow if you use this method of farming. So they can't recommend that to anyone, not even to farmers in space. Yeah, hi Orloff, by the way. So
Hey, Orloff, good to see you.
yeah. Oh, so many Germans are showing up here, Greg.
See?
Hey, maybe we should. We have now more Germans in the chat than English speaking people. So maybe we should also speak German.
Yeah, maybe. I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I think Kat does speak some German, don't you?
Says ganja farming would be interesting even in slow motion.
Yeah.
Gotcha farming. Sweet.
Yeah, farming in slow motion. So, what's the next thing on the list, Greg?
It's one that maybe Kat has seen called Dream Scenario.
The Nicolas Cage one.
Oh man, Nicolas Cage! I didn't know that. Dang.
What? Huh?
I didn't get to see it.
Ah! Yeah. So
What was it called?
Dream Scenario with Nicolas Cage.
Dream Scenario. Yeah.
My internet's been out. Cub was supposed to show up and fix it, but he lives too far away.
Yeah. To keep it short, the movie is not very good. It has a promising start as usual. It's an independent movie, kind of independent movie. It has a kind of promising start, but then second half it completely falls apart. It's about Nicolas Cage. He's a teacher, an unlikable character, by the way, who appears in the dreams of the people. At first, just a few people, and then on the whole planet.
Oh wow!
And he appears in their dreams, and he's just standing there and doing nothing. And then he gets famous because of that, and he starts to enjoy the fame because it's for him the first time to be somebody. Because he the whole time he wants to be somebody. He's writing a book which he never finishes, but he is just writing it because his ex-wife is writing on the same subject matter, and he wants to kind of beat her with that. But he's a very unsympathetic character, And so he enjoys the fame, but then he starts to kill, to torture and kill and rape the people in the dreams. And
why does he do that?
because script says so. And now, of course, people are hating him.
They can all see him doing that?
Yeah, in their dreams. He's not really doing anything.
I know, but they can see him doing it in their dream.
Yeah, they can see him doing it in their dreams, and so they start hating him, and at the end, he has to. There's also a company that is selling these machines, the bracelets or something like that you can put on, and then you can appear in other people's dream, and it's used for commercials or something like that. It's just stupid. The movie is this is the second half, and it becomes complete garbage in the second half. It's a woke piece of crap, this whole thing. Really, there's really not much more to say about it.
Yeah, I don't know how to respond to that.
Yeah, Kat, do you wanted to say something, I guess? Oh, I thought so.
No,
so
I'm just sitting here.
Oh, okay. So the thing is, it's not very good.
Yeah.
It's a typical woke piece of crap.
Is it just they're showing him as a bad guy because he's a man or something? Is that what you're picking up on? I'm not getting how it's woke.
It's woke because first off, he's the main character, and he's the an unsympathetic character, and the female characters are not portrayed that way in this movie. For example, his wife is not portrayed that way. Also, his ex-wife is not portrayed that way. That's for starters. All the other male characters.
Why do all these guys have wives and ex-wives? Aren't there any just regular happy bachelors?
No, but all the other men in this movie are betters, what you call it. They are not real men. They are really more
beta
gay.
men.
Beta men. They are gay, or they are beta, which is for me the same as gay. Really, this is the most say. The women have the most say, but it's really more about also this invention, this dream thing. There's a startup, a company that makes these what you call it, machines. You put it on your arm, and then when you sleep, then you can appear in other people's dream, and they sell it as
I don't see how they invented something like that.
Yeah, but that's the problem with these scripts.
And what is this movie?
Dream Scenario.
Dream Scenario
With Nicolas Cage.
The problem with these screenwriters, these scripts, this is a woke fantasy, because at the end it shows that people are kind of happy with this new invention, and they're thinking back about this guy who was the first guy who appeared in other people's dreams, but for some reason it went completely down the hill with him, but they don't explain why exactly. But at the end, they make it out like a happy ending for all mankind with this thing. But this mankind that
it sounds almost like a 1984 thing, where they invent something that's gonna be very intrusive into your mind, and then they issue it to everyone. That sounds like a terrible idea.
Yes, but it is not portrayed like that in the movie. As I say, this is a woke fantasy. This is a woke wet dream, because these are hacks. They have one idea, or maybe that's decent, maybe like somebody appearing in the dreams of other people for no reason. But that's it. but they are not able to make anything from this idea.
Well, because they don't understand people, and they certainly don't understand men. It's like that. What was that Invisible movie, Invisible Man, where he creates this amazing technological breakthrough, and then he uses it to spy on an ex-wife. It's insane.
Yeah, and this is the same.
You would have
kind
so
of
much
crap.
money, you could have any woman in the world. You could, but he throws his life away. And the craziest thing, it's just, I don't know. The way they write men today, it's like they don't even think we're human beings, you know?
Yeah, and the problem with these kind of filmmakers like this one, they have no talent at all. They are not storytellers. They are like this Villeneuve guy, but Villeneuve at least can shoot a movie that looks really good. But these guys, they can't tell a story. Also can't tell a story, and they write these woke fantasies, which clearly, from a mindset of somebody who has never worked in his life, in real life, who has no idea what real life really is about, who lives maybe in Beverly Hills or in I don't know, it has in this bubble in LA or whatever, and has no idea how the real work, because the company that they are showing is kind of like Google. But they don't show it as the evil company it is for us normal people. They show it as this workplace where everybody can come in and everybody is chilled and things like that. But these new tech companies, they are not like that. They are secured like prisons because nobody can stand them. And if people would show up on the street of them, in the normal streets, they would get killed by us normal people, I would say. Not by me, of course, because I'm a peaceful guy.
We're so peaceful.
Yeah, we are peaceful guys, but normally they are not able to show their faces in public because
I think you're right. They don't have any human experience or interaction. They haven't lived a full life or any kind of life.
Yeah, and this is a movie for festivals, here for Cannes or for these art house festivals or whatever.
But that's unusual for Nick Cage to take a movie like that, though. An art house movie. No,
it's not. He was in a few of these movies, and also
he does a lot of movies now. That's true.
Yeah, and also he's broke, and so he takes any job.
Yeah, since he got broke, you're right. He reduced it.
Yeah, and it's really Cage doesn't get a chance to act at all, and because he's a good actor, I know that. Anybody has seen Leaving Las Vegas or Arizona, or
Raising Arizona?
Arizona, he's a very good actor. Many movies, and but of course he's also Nicolas Cage. He can cage it up. He can make it entertaining. If the script gives him something, he can do something with it. But in this case, he had to portray somebody who's a complete unlikable character, and who's complete selfish, an asshole. And also they don't give any explanation for anything what is happening. It just happens because of convenience, because script says so. First, people just dream of him, that he's just standing there. Then, for no reason, he's killing them and doing horrible stuff with them. So, and this is also not explained in any. And also, they are so lazy that they have even a Nightmare reference in there. That Cage, Cage, he makes some shootings for his books. He wants to sell his book, and so he had to make advertisement for it, and the advertisement company wants him that he appears as Fred Krueger with his Freddy Krueger glove, and they couldn't even make anything out of this scene because clearly it was no problem to get the rights for it. Maybe it's the same company, distribution company, or whatever. I have no idea, because it's not really it's an independent movie, but it has I think it's still from a big company, the distribution or something like that. It's not super independent. So it was no problem to put Freddy Krueger in there, the reference, but they didn't make anything out of it. Nothing at all. Because these hacks, they have no idea. They have no idea what to make with Freddy Krueger. Yeah, it's a complete waste of time. But look, watch it for yourself and see for yourself.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I get a chance to see it.
Yeah, but I can't recommend it at all.
Kat, her internet went out, so we lost her.
Yeah, if it works again, then she comes in anytime. It's no problem.
Sounds good.
So I would say, what's the next one, Greg?
Let's see. Did you want to discuss your current events section, or do you want to save that for the end?
Current events?
Yeah, you had some stuff in Germany you wanted to discuss.
Oh,
but I didn't know if you wanted to do that now or later.
We can do it now. Because first off, there's so much that we can't talk about everything. Let's just say the most important things here in Germany. We have the appearance of the RKI files, and RKI is our CDC.
Like the Center for Disease Control.
Yes, Center for Disease Control. This is our RKI. It's called here, and RKI was responsible that people had to wear masks and for the lockdown and things like that, because the politicians said this is not a political decision. This is a decision because this is a scientific decision. But now we have a newspaper, an independent newspaper, went to court the last 2 years or 3 years, and now they had to release the files, the protocols, how they came to this decision.
Oh, wow.
And these protocols, because the court said you have to release them, and so they released them, but they released them with black bars.
Redacted?
Yes, redacted. But still, the not redacted parts are still are telling that the decision was not scientific. It was because somebody told them, because they said masks are useless. Also, Corona is as harmless as the flu. This is what they said in these protocols, and so they said there is no need to go urgent, to say it's not a pandemic. That's what they said. But then somebody
they ignored their own protocol.
Yeah, and in this protocol, there's somebody they had to get the go that gave the go to make it a pandemic, and this guy is blacked out. It's probably from a military, somebody who's working for the government in the military space here in Germany. So this guy, he said, this is a pandemic. Make it the next. This is DEFCON. You have to think about. Normally, it's DEFCON 5. Not everything is okay. Means DEFCON 5, and DEFCON 4 is something is going on, and then DEFCON 3 and DEFCON 1 is atomic war or something like that.
Right.
So that they made it from DEFCON 5 to DEFCON 3. This decision came because somebody who was blacked out, where we don't have the name from, said they have to make it. It was not the decision of the scientists working there. They all said in these protocols that there is no danger.
So you think it was a politician or military?
Yeah, the thing is, they are now again in court that we now get the name from this guy. and it seems like because the RKI, our CDC, that is directly under a military journal, colonel or military guy. The military guy is the superior to the head of the RKI. So he's the only guy who is able to tell them what to do. And
now this isn't NATO or America. This is German military, right?
Yeah, German military. We have it's our RKI is since, and they put it under this military guy 1 year before the pandemic in 2019 or something like that.
Oh, that's convenient.
Yeah, in 2019 they put him in charge for the RKI, and now it seems to be that this guy, and of course this guy did it because the politicians told him to do that, because he wouldn't do it out of the blue, since he has to answer our minister of defense or war or whatever.
So basically, you're saying some of the information of how this came about is now coming out, right? And you're saying more is going to come out?
Yeah. What I'm saying is they are now second time in court to get the name, to get the blacked out parts. And that means when we have these blacked out parts and we can prove that it was a political decision and not a scientific decision, then we can win the cases in court against the measures that they took back then. And that means the whole scam, this is going to be, because if people get this information, then we are going to get here civil unrest and civil war.
Well, I don't know about that, but it certainly will be interesting.
Yeah, because people which relatives died because of the vaccination, because these assholes, they were responsible that people got vaccinated. And if they now get that it was not a decision because of medical reasons, it was a decision made by a politician or by the military, which had to answer to a politician, which is the same. It's the same if it's the military or a politician.
So you're saying this is proof they lied about it being a scientific decision?
Yeah, and so people died for no reason. This is murder. So they can now go to court about and sue them for murder, for genocide.
Well, that'll be interesting.
Yeah. So this is
you'll have to keep us updated on it.
Yeah, I'm going to, and because the court they wanted to go to court 6th of May, but now they decided to push it back to June for some reason, because the law firm that is working for the government is on holiday. That's their reasoning for that. The reasoning for that they put the court date back to June is because their law firm is on holiday. The government law firm. It's
the
a
law
joke.
Firm,
yeah.
How do they get to be on holiday?
Yeah, and also who cares? They take another one or come back from holiday. Sorry, the government has to be able to be sued every time, 24/7. They can't just say, oh no, you can't sue us because we broke the law because our law firm is making vacation.
Yeah, the Europeans get a lot of vacation though, right? Like 4 weeks a year or more.
But Greg, this has to be against the law or not?
I don't know German law.
No, but the government has to, when the government breaks the law, because they want
You're
to go
saying
to court,
they should be available at all times.
Yeah, because because you can't wait when the government breaks the law. You can't wait till the law firm comes back or something like that, because this is If they do it this way, they can just say, yeah, they're still in holiday, or we don't have a law firm or something like that. Then they don't have to answer at all if it goes like that. Because if you break the law and you have to go to court because of that, because you get sued from the IRS.
But you don't have to go to court if you're going on vacation, right?
Yeah, but if the IRS wants money from you and you say no, this is not right, and you go to court with them, you can't say, oh no, I can't go to the court because my law firm is on vacation.
Or maybe you went on vacation.
You have to appear there. It doesn't matter if your law firm is on vacation. When you get sued,
that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Greg, you were on court or not, or you were sued sometimes, and you couldn't just say, "Oh, my lawyer is not available" or something.
Oh yeah, I've been to court. I worked at a law firm back a long time ago.
Yeah, and if you would have,
but I wasn't a lawyer.
Yeah, but if you had said, "Oh, my lawyer is not available, so I can't go to the court," would you have done that? Would that be okay?
My lawyer actually got COVID, and I had to do that. he didn't get sick. He got supposedly exposed. So.
Yeah, but whatever. The thing is,
you didn't expect that, did you? But it's true.
No. Yeah, but the thing is, the government tries, of course, because
no, you can't get out of anything by claiming your law firm is unavailable. That's not a legitimate excuse.
Yeah, this is bullshit excuse, and also they can afford any law firm from at any time. They have all the money in the world. They're printing money themselves. So this is just ridiculous. It's just an excuse. So that's the most important one, I would say. And also the other important one is about Palestine, because Germany is on trial because of genocide, financing genocide.
Oh wow!
And so
is that about the Israeli?
Yeah. It's about the Gaza.
What's going on there now?
Yeah, and South American country, I think Ecuador or something like that. I don't want to say anything wrong, but a country took Germany to court in Den Haag. Just Germany for itself, because of
are they suing you in the German courts or some kind of international court or something?
Yeah, Den Haag is the man right court here. The human rights
so that's
court.
a German court, a federal court or something.
No, it's not German court. It's Den Haag
European?
is in Netherlands.
Okay, so it's maybe a European thing, or is it an EU thing?
No, Den Haag, the court in Den Haag is a worldwide thing. When you want to sue,
okay, so it's some kind of international court.
Yeah, it's the International Court for Human Rights.
Oh, okay.
So if
I'm just trying to get that clear.
If you want to sue somebody about committing genocide or something like that, if you want to sue,
that's where you go.
Country, yeah, that's where you go. And so they went there suing Germany because helping actively, helping that another country is committing genocide, helping with money and weapons. Because you are not allowed to do that. When you are not allowed to support genocide in another country, which Germany is doing. By helping out Israel. So, yeah, so that's the second big thing here.
And we'll have to wait and see how the court case comes out.
Yeah, we have to see. And so these are the two big things. There are tons more news, but these are the most important ones. And
I'm sure you'll cover the other stuff on your German stream on Friday.
Yeah, I'm going to cover that on Friday.
Okay.
So yeah, so I would say that we can now go on with. Also very important. We can talk a little. Also, can mention that my last review got banned on YouTube.
That's
and I
right.
got a
You did want to
strike.
mention that.
Yeah, it was the Ghostbusters one, the second Ghostbusters one, Cub versus Geistbusters, and it got a strike, 2 strikes even.
Wow.
Because I tried it again. I tried to upload it again, a censored version, but the
Oh,
censored
no.
version also got a strike.
Ah,
Just complete assholes. It was again because of medical misinformation, blah 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 blah. But it is the same part that I used in all of my COVID-1984 reviews videos. So 40 of them are still online, but now this one got banned. And also, it was the same part that was already in the review back then when I made it 3 years ago. So it was 3 years on YouTube in this same review.
wow.
And YouTube had no problem with it. But now, when I uploaded it a second time, the new version, where I added the bit here with the new Ghostbusters at the end, that's where they said no. Yeah. And also just the English version, not the German version. The same review, the German version is fine. You can watch it on YouTube. No problem. So just wanted to mention that here. And also, the last thing I want to mention for my self-promotion is the most restricted review on my channel. You wouldn't guess which one that is on the English channel.
Which one?
It's Capricorn 1.
Oh, man.
Capricorn 1 is so restricted that when you give even the whole title, when you search for it and you give the whole title Capricorn 1 rare view, it doesn't show up. And it got even my whole channel. You can't find my whole channel anymore since I upload that. You can't find it on some apps here with the smart TV.
Oh, wow.
So some of the smart TV apps, for example, here, my friend Mehmet, sometimes I go over to him and watch my reviews with him first time to check them out.
Right.
And so we use the English channel, the Lone Wolf Cub channel, that we can watch the German, because the German reviews are also on the Lone Wolf Cub channel in a playlist, and it's very convenient to use that to get to the newest video. And so I discovered it. The Capricorn 1 did the most damage to my channel, and it's not banned because it's not about Corona. So they had no reason to ban it, but it is.
But they didn't like it.
They didn't like it at all. It's so shadow banned and so on the blacklist. It doesn't count any views.
Oh my God!
It stood. I at least made a test, watching it with different accounts and so on. And on different places here, on my mother's place and at Mehmet's place and so on, we made this test, and it doesn't count any views on it, barely any, and it even appears in here where you can see which video does well the last 2 days, for example, here in your YouTube studio.
Right.
When you go into YouTube Studio, you have a thing that is called your best 3 videos the last 48 hours. And for that you can get a hint what I'm talking about. So this got on second place with 0 views the last 48 hours. But for some reason, it got on second place.
Because they're stripping out the real views.
Yeah, so they're stripping out the real views they forgot that this information to change also this information in YouTube Studio. And also, it's like the same thing where I got congratulations that I got 75,000 views the last 2 months or something like that,
Oh,
or
wow.
last month.
I've had videos go up and have over 1,000 views and just the views disappear. And
Yeah,
you'll
they
still
just
have likes
disappear.
there, but the views are gone.
Yeah.
Like most of them, like 80%.
Yeah.
It's just
And so my Capricorn one has the craziest ratio on the likes, because it has no dislikes, it has only likes, and it has 9 likes or something like that, and just 26 views.
right. I had one that I had more likes than I had views.
Yeah, that's crazy. So
I was up around 950, and then it just disappeared, and I still had like 46 likes, and my views dropped down to like 30, and it slowly gained a little bit back, but it never went above a couple of hundred, I don't think. But I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I've watched it happen, and I'm not usually controversial, but sometimes I must say things they don't like.
Yeah, and in the Capricorn one review, I talk about the fake moon landing. I talk about the fake wars here with Whack the Dog, where about this made up war. I talk about the CO2 fraud, about the global warming swindle.
Oh man.
And
that's probably what did you in. Europeans do not handle any type of debate about global warming or climate change. It's like a cult or something over there.
No, Greg, you don't get it. The German version is not affected. It's just the English version. Capricorn one, the English version, that's the one that is affected from that. The German version is normal. It has over 100 views or 120 or something like that. So it's kind of normal. It's only the English version where they are. And also I talk about that Wikipedia is a fake encyclopedia. It's not a real encyclopedia. And I talk about the money system, how the money system works, and give advice. There's a movie about that, a children's movie made in 2006. It's called Fabian the Goldsmith, and it explains you in 40 minutes everything you need to know about how money works. It's brilliant. It's
well,
the best.
You gave up too much information, apparently, Cub.
Yeah, and one of these things is something you are not allowed to talk about, and I guess it's probably maybe the money system or Wikipedia. That Wikipedia is a fake encyclopedia, because I talk about documentations, 2 documentations about Wikipedia and how they are controlled by the government and so on, and are used against the people as a tool to censor them and so on, and make up things about them, destroy their reputation. Wikipedia is mainly used to destroy reputation of people. That's what it's used for. And there are 2 documentaries about that. And these documentaries, they don't even exist on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
On Wikipedia, they you can find everything, but you can't find these 2 documentaries, as they don't exist. They exist on IMDb, but they don't exist on Wikipedia. And this thing about the money system, Goldsmith Fabian, doesn't neither exist on Wikipedia nor on IMDb. This thing is completely invisible. And it's just crazy. This movie has never ever existed. Yeah, and one of these 2 things, I guess, is the reason why my channel is now under so much pressure. But as you know me, I don't care. Don't talk about it anytime.
Okay, so I guess we should get back to entertainment stream.
Yeah.
We still have several more movies to go. And appropriate for what we were just discussing is the next movie is Civil War. Did you have a chance to see it, Cub?
You mean Civil War?
Yeah. God, the whole idea of following journalists around, when journalists are so, I don't know, 20th century, maybe?
Yeah.
I mean, it's past their time because, it shouldn't be past their time, but they've all sold out to the corporate entities.
Yeah, first off, California and Texas joining up. This is so ridiculous, or not?
Okay, so a lot of California, if you take out the cities, a lot of the Northern California and Southern California, those are people who are a lot like Texans. So I agree. It doesn't make sense because of the big cities over there and how many of the people have went crazy. But well,
yeah, but
it's like up in New York. If you take out the big cities, if you go to Upper New York and stuff, Lower New York, those people are very much like the people in the Midwest or the people in Texas and stuff. It's these big cities that throw it off. But you're right. Texas and California are not going to link up to do anything.
To go against the president, the elected president, by the way.
Yeah. Who I think was supposed to be like a Trump-like figure.
Yeah, Trump-like figure who wants to have a third term.
Right.
So guess what? Trump had his first term. Then his second term was stolen because he was elected a second time, and it was stolen from Biden by the Democrats. So now, theoretically, now is his third term when he wins this election. So this is exactly Trump. Trump is a president who wants to have a third term, and now they're joining up to. Have you seen Civil War, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're joining up to get rid of him, to kill, to arrest him or kill him. In this case, they just kill him.
I mean, executions. Even after our Civil War, they didn't execute Jeff Davis or Robert E. Lee or basically hardly anyone.
And also the president
executions of political prisoners is not an American thing to do.
Yeah, but would the president hide under his desk when he knows that he gets attacked? Is this the normal thing? When the president gets attacked and he knows that he is going to get attacked, then he hides under his desk?
No. But the whole setup, like you say, doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but the most fantasy element in this thing is first off believing that these journalists try to say just the truth, have no side, don't join any side of the conflict, and just want to show the truth, what is going on. This is clearly a fantasy movie because
it is a fantasy. That's a fantasy. The journalists today are locked in on their political beliefs. They've been ideologically certified by their college years, which is, a lot of what college is about, is making sure you're on the right ideological path. So that, if you're not, then you're allowed to be like an electrician or a plumber or whatever. But that's how it works over here. Is you're divided using mechanisms like college, and that's how they get. If you go to college, you got to agree with your professors, or you're not going to pass. And your professors are all in one ideological bent.
Yeah, and also this woke leftist piece of shit director, he's a coward. Also, he's a complete coward, and so he's clearly a leftist, an anti-Trump. But he's too coward to show it in his to make a movie about that, to really take a side. So he and I hate these kind of people who think they are generous, that, oh, so we don't take any side, we don't say anything what this civil war is about. Yeah, but then you have a nothing burger. Because nothing makes any sense what you see in this movie. When you don't know why the hell is there even a civil war? How long is this civil war going? What happened? You have
none of
you
it. They don't give any reasonable explanation for any of the sectors, any of the factions, you might say.
Yeah,
Why are we lining up? Just because we're supporting the president or whatever? That seems so lame.
Yeah, and you have to know what they want to achieve with their actions. But if you don't know what they want, what they want to achieve, if you don't know why they are fighting for what are they fighting? Are they fighting for?
I can tell you what would
freedom?
happen in that scenario. Texas wouldn't be up there trying to attack the president. Texas would be declaring independence and having its own borders and dealing with its own issues.
Of course they would. That's the only reasonable thing to do in this situation. When you have a country like the United States, it's not United States called. It's called that for a reason, because there are already states. So if you don't have the USA, you still have the states.
Our states are really big. In case Europeans don't realize, Texas is the size of a couple of Germanys, or 3 United Kingdoms. And we've got a huge economy. Our economy is bigger than Russia's, and that's just one state. We're a big state, but we're not the biggest state.
Yeah, so if the USA falls apart, there will still be the states themselves.
Yes, and Texas used to be a nation. So, we would revert back to being a nation pretty easily.
Yeah, which you kind of already are, or still are. Since Texas is one of the few sane nations in the United States.
We don't just go along with what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, so you're already doing that, kind of. And this
so there's no way we would join up with California to attack Washington. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. The whole movie makes no sense, really.
Yeah, what really pisses me off is
there is a good movie to make about this.
When you have a stupid fuck, somebody who he hasn't to be your opinion, but these leftists. And I hate these leftists. I hate them. With my deepest heart, I hate them. Because they are cowards. They are not able to say what they want to say. If he thinks Trump is a dictator, if he thinks all this right-wing whatsoever, Republicans whatsoever, what you ever want to call them, these are bad people and they have to be stopped, then show it in your stupid movie. Have the balls to show that, because this is what I wanted to see. I knew when I went in. I knew, this guy is a leftist. Probably he's going to show how bad Trump is going to be if he gets in charge or something like that. And I was prepared for that. But if he thinks that is going to happen, and if he thinks that he has any arguments for his case, then show it. Why the hell backing up and showing nothing at all? This thing is completely unnecessary, this movie. It's false advertising. It's like the last Civil War movie here with the last one was even more honest than that. And the last one was already a fraud. Here, this Marvel Civil War movie.
Right.
Where they had this rambling between some friends and they called it Civil War. This was also a betrayal. And this one also, again. Yeah, you can call everything Civil War.
There's a good movie to be made about all this.
Yeah,
but this ain't it.
But you have to take a side.
Yeah, you got to show things realistically too.
Yeah.
And that's what they can't do. You see, their vision of what would happen under this Trump dictatorship or whatever is not realistic. It's crazy. So that's why they decided not to show it, because they would come across, everyone would laugh at them. We would be memeing them, and that would reflect back on the Democratic presidential hopes. It would blow up in their face, which I think it kind of is blowing up in their face.
Yeah, it is, because it shows, because he can't hide, this Garland guy, I think the director's name, he can't hide that he's a leftist piece of shit. He can't hide that, because of course the president had to be looking like Trump, and also his third term, and blah blah blah, and then showing him cowardly under the desk, and these are things Democrats like.
Well, that's what they're doing with the next Captain America movie too. I think they've got Harrison Ford as like the president who turns into a Red Hulk, but he's really supposed to be Trump, and
No, I don't think he plays the president. He plays the character from Hulk, the father of.
Well, we'll see.
Here, what's the name here? Colonel here, which was played by Sam Elliott in the first Hulk movie.
I don't know. I don't remember.
The Hulk movie.
But that's what I heard, was that Harrison Ford was going to play Red Hulk, and that he was going to be the president, a Trump-like figure.
Yeah,
and then he gets defeated by Captain America.
What I have heard is that Red Hulk is the father of the girlfriend from Hulk. Here, what's her name?
Well, I don't know. I didn't want to get off on it too far,
no,
but I'm just saying it sounds like
this Colonel guy. Yeah, Greg. This Colonel
and this was supposed. What I was saying. This one was supposed to come out during April of this year, and it was supposed to help the Democrats' presidential hopes, because it was, right. See, that was their dual thing. They were going to have Civil War, and they were going to have that Captain America 4, and both of them were going to have the Trump-like figure. We'll see how it actually. They've reshot it so many times. Who knows what they're going to do now?
Yeah, I think the budget is already
300 million or something. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
1 billion or something like that. 300 billion.
But I was just saying, I think they had a dual plan there, to try and affect the election a little bit.
No, the plan is, I think Harrison Ford is behind it all. He's the guy who is pulling the strings, because before he dies, he wants to be in the biggest bomb of history ever made, and so he was in Indiana Jones 5, which had costs of 500 million or something like that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, made the biggest loss ever, and now he said, "Oh, but I can top that." So I'm in the two
Hold
biggest
my beer, huh?
Yeah, hold my beer on that one. Yeah.
So Civil War, it was a bad movie. Thumbs down.
Yeah, it's complete waste of time. We would agree on that or not?
Yeah.
Because you
don't waste your time on it.
Anything also, you don't learn anything about America in this movie, I think.
No.
At least I hadn't the feeling that I learned anything about this country at all.
There's nothing there. Yeah. It's because they were cowardly. At least they could have tried to paint what they believed to be the truth. But in this case, I don't think they even believe in what they painted as the truth. I think it's a compromise, because they don't want to offend these people and they don't want to offend that people, but they really don't care about offending, Trump people.
But isn't that like you say, wash me, but don't make me wet?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because you can't have it. Or you say in English, you say you have the cake and eat it too, or something like that.
Yep.
You can't have both. You can't make, for example, you can't make something. Let's call it a rape movie or something like that, without this particular thing in it. And you can't, because you can't have both. You can't have a comedy and then call it something like Sex Zones or something like that. You can't have both. You you'd have to, when you make a movie about civil war, then you have to show that. You have to, and then you have to also think about that. Why are the people fighting against each other? What is the reason for that? Things like that. They are very important. Out of nowhere, no civil war comes out of nowhere. There has to be something.
And they didn't understand us at all. Having Texas and California join up, like you say, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. But as I said, so this thing. Yeah, but this woke culture is going down anyway. This thing and all the success at the box office of this thing, it's just because there's no competition. There's zero competition for the movie, and also it has false advertising.
I think some people are going to the movies just to try and keep the theaters alive because the theaters are dying over here.
Yeah, and also
so even if you're going to see a movie that is not good because there's no good movies, you're like, okay, we'll go and just give them a few bucks and see if the best of the worst thing out. You understand it's people trying to not lose their theaters because we're being fed these terrible movies and the theaters are dying.
Yeah, and also this movie is not that successful as people maybe think it is. Yes, it's number one. It's 2 times in a row. I think it was number 1 at the box office. But still, this movie was the most costly one from this company, from A24. It had a budget of $50 million.
Wow,
and
that's big for them.
And it didn't make these 50 million back till now. It made. I think it's now at 34 million or something like that.
That's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah. So and internationally, I don't know internationally, but it's still not the break-even point for that movie would be completely I think 100, at least 100 million or 150, something like that.
They could make a lot of money if they actually made a movie about the 2020 election and did it from the Trump point of view, where the votes are being stolen. The January 6th thing was a big setup, like, a lot of people believe. I think you could make billions if you actually came out and showed what those people believe to be the truth.
Yeah, but 2000 Mules, something like that.
Oh yeah. Denise, I can't say his name, but 2000 Mules, the documentary. But that's the documentary. But if they actually made a Hollywood movie that depicted it as the Trump people believe it happened, I think you would have a huge a segment of the population who'd go out and support a movie like that.
Yes,
but
and
this
we
is
saw
not that
that
movie, and this isn't the opposite of that movie. This is some weird mishmash that makes no sense.
Yeah, that just wants the name. This is just fraud, in my opinion.
Right?
In my opinion, it's just fraud.
They have no courage.
And also, Greg, you made a point. When you take reality and put it into a movie, then it becomes successful, as we have seen in Beekeeper, if you can remember.
Yes.
Beekeeper is exactly about Biden and his son, who gets protected from Secret Service and things like that, and nobody can touch him. They're both untouchable. So, and Beekeeper is exactly about that, and it was a huge success at the box office.
I've seen something else that reminded me of the Beekeeper movie recently. Did you see the Marlowe movie with Liam Neeson?
Yes.
Okay, so if you remember, the main villain is this guy who's going to be they keep mentioning he's going to go to Britain to be the ambassador, and the year is 1939. You remember that?
I didn't remember especially, but yet now you are remembering me about it.
Okay, so also they mentioned that he was into smuggling rum running, is I think what they called it in the 30s during the Prohibition or whatever. So he made all his money illegally supplying
so-
the mob
So
with.
has he anything to do with Bush? Maybe, or is it
No,
supposed to be
but-
Bush
but here's
Senior
the-
or something like that?
Here's the thing that you might enjoy about this is the ambassador to Britain in 1939, the one who got sent there, who was pro-Nazi, was Kennedy's father, Joe
Oh,
Kennedy.
Kennedy.
This Marlowe movie is about the crooked Kennedy family, the crooked Democrats. It's another movie that's exposing a huge evil Democrat family, the most beloved These people were like almost worshipped as gods when I was a kid. People had Kennedy's picture up in their house, and
and
Kennedy.
by the way, can you remember who made this movie?
The Marlowe one?
Yeah,
No,
it's
I
from
can't.
Soderbergh. It's from Steven Soderbergh, the guy who also made Kafka and Ocean's 11.
Well, there you go. But what I picked up on was this is and the cops were all covering for the corrupt Democrats. It's just like Beekeeper, and only if you're aware of history are you aware of what they're saying. That this is Joe Kennedy, this is the Kennedy clan.
Yeah,
these are the Democrats,
but
and how the Democrats have all this corruption helping them. They murder anybody who gets in the way. They lie about everything, and the media covered for everything they did. They cut that's what they were saying in this Marlowe movie. I thought it was an awesome movie once I realized what they were doing.
But the problem with this movie, Beekeeper was an action schlock. There were, for me, both movies were kind of bad movies, but for different reasons. The Beekeeper was a bad movie for me because it was just a rip-off here of John Wick, kind of. Just a John Wick rip-off with Jason Statham. But it was still action schlock you can enjoy. Because John Wick himself is a
political twist.
Yeah, and
going
also
after the Biden.
Yeah, but what I wanted to say, it was action schlock, and it was perfectly cast for that. That what it is. But the Marlowe one is a much better story and much better well-made movie, but it had the wrong casting because Liam Neeson is not Marlowe. Sorry. And it had also some other very questionable cast choices. And that's the problem with this one.
Yeah, okay. He's not the best casting. I liked our black chauffeur with the Tommy gun.
Yeah, but the problem is the portrayal of Marlowe himself, how he is portrayed, and who portrays him. These are two things.
Yeah, they're critical.
They're too critical to the story.
I thought. Have you seen the other Marlowe films through the years, like with Robert Mitchum? I didn't think Robert Mitchum made a good Marlowe either.
I think I've seen most of them.
And there was another one, wasn't it? Elliot Gould, who had a different take on him. So we've seen some real interesting casting choices for Marlowe. Elliot Gould, Robert Mitchum, now Liam Neeson. None of these are Bogart or anything close to what we're talking about of the Marlowe character.
Yeah, but I think Liam Neeson was the worst choice till now.
I think Mitchum was worse, but I don't know, his super deadpan delivery. Liam Neeson did a pretty good job with it. I wasn't unhappy. I liked the sets. I thought the cinematography was beautiful, and I really liked when I figured out that they were showing the corruption of the Democrats.
Yeah, I really like Liam Neeson as an actor, but I think, and I'm a Liam Neeson fan, kind of, since Darkman, as you know. He was so awesome in that, and he's a good actor. But
he did a good job on it.
But you can say
he was badly cast. I'll give you that.
But because for Marlowe you need more. You need a little bit more. It's not just the act that you are a good actor. You also need a kind of presence for Marlowe. For
Yeah,
example,
you need a present.
you can't cast anybody as Superman, or you can't cast anybody as for some figures. It's not everybody can. Even a good actor is can't portray some characters. They need a special kind of person. And this was just missing with the Liam Neeson choice. I'm really sorry. He's a good actor. And what he was given, also the material, the script, his part was so the portray of him as Marlowe from script side was not very good. I have to say that. It leaned also. It tried to be also both things. Tried to be a homage to the old style, to the Marlowe era. But most of the time it came off artificial. It didn't.
Well, I wish Bazzil was here. He watched it as well, and he wanted to talk about it. But
Oh, but Cat is back again.
Yeah.
Hey, what? Where?
Right here. I've been here for a while.
Yeah,
Hey,
sorry,
there you are.
Cat. You have to write something in the chat because it doesn't.
I did.
It doesn't. Oh, then I have to read it.
I saw her write it. I thought you had read it. But
Oh no, I
didn't know what
read it.
happened.
Yeah, because the stupid thing. Normally it gives me a signal, but for some reason this signal doesn't appear anymore.
Cub always
somebody
blames the
comes in.
technology when he fails.
Yeah.
It's the technology every time. It's not my mistake. It's the stupid AI. So we were talking about
I
Civil
thought you were
War.
going to sing the Welcome Back song from Welcome Back Carter for Cat.
No, I don't know that song in my head. But
If only you did. If you knew the song, you would sing it. So that's something.
yes. So, Kat, could you watch Civil War?
No, I didn't get to.
Yeah, it's
Oh, no.
boring and a waste of time.
Then I didn't miss anything, did I?
No. This time we only have bad movies here. There's not one good movie. Only one we already talked about. Your first Omen a little bit, but the other ones they all suck. So I would say let's go to the next one, Greg, or not?
Okay, next one is Roadhouse. Roadhouse Greg. And I'm going to say that this is better than the original Roadhouse. Patrick Swayze. I thought Patrick Swayze, Patrick Swayze's from Houston, and he's a good guy and a decent actor. I thought he was a little soft with his, kung fu and stuff. I thought this movie wasn't soft. I mean, it had good action. It had a decent story, nice setting.
A decent
I didn't
story.
pick up on any problems. I enjoyed the movie. Did you get a chance to see the movie Cat?
No, I didn't get to. I've seen the original. I didn't like it. It's been so
I don't
many
blame you.
years
I
ago.
kind of liked the original, but it had. I thought it was miscast.
Wait a second.
Yeah, I
So,
agree
Greg,
with that.
let's talk about Roadhouse. First off, a Roadhouse for me is not what you call these things at the beach. We call it here Strandhütte. Beach. What you call it when you have a bar on a beach?
I don't know. What do you call it, Cat?
I'm trying to think of what I don't know.
I don't know either.
These beach bars, beach bar or what you ever call it. These are not. This is not a Roadhouse. Roadhouse for me is the thing that I saw in the original. That was a real Roadhouse, the house at the road, not something at the beach that looks like
a
crap.
Roadhouse could be at a beach. It could be anywhere.
Yeah, it could be at the beach, but this was not the. For me, this is not a typical Roadhouse. This is more
Okay, it wasn't a typical
beach.
Roadhouse. I'll give you that. It was very violent. I've
Yeah,
never been to a Roadhouse.
And also for a second, they are so unimaginative with this one. that they called the stupid thing Roadhouse, the thing itself, the beach,
The Roadhouse. Yeah, I know, and
beach
that's
bar.
the owner, the lady. You know, she made a joke about it. You know, that doesn't
Yeah.
bother me. Them
Yeah,
calling it
but
the Roadhouse.
but why do you call your beach bar not beach bar? Why you call it Roadhouse? It's was not even at a road.
I don't know.
There was
She owns the place. She could. It was at a road. What do you mean there was no road?
yeah no there was it was not a roadhouse which was directly at a road. It was a beach bar. There was not. Yeah, of course there was a road somewhere, but this is like when I call my dog Cat.
Okay, so far your complaints are just bouncing off of me because yeah, I don't care.
I didn't even start complaining. This is before I start my rant on it.
So basically, I thought the actor did a good job. They had the backstory where he was a UFC fighter and he'd went after his friend or whatever. To me, it kind of harkened back to the old John Wayne movie where he's in Ireland, The Quiet Man. You've seen that?
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Right?
Yeah, but why should I
hang on,
root for
Cub.
him?
Let me make my point before you chop me.
Hey, I
Okay,
throw you
so
out
in
of
that
my
movie-
roadhouse, of my road street.
In that movie, John Wayne had killed somebody in the ring, and so he didn't want to fight. And in this case, you saw some of that same, holding back because you don't want to kill somebody or hurt them really bad. And I thought the way he approached each fight was very similar to how I approach being in those situations. You try and be reasonable with these ridiculous assholes, even though you can beat their ass. You don't want to because you could get hurt or they could get hurt.
Wait a second. You got here something completely wrong.
That's
First
completely
off-
wrong, Q.
First off, he killed somebody in the ring, yes. But who did he kill? He killed a friend. And why did he kill him? For no reason.
He got angry, Cub. You're not subject to getting angry.
No, Greg.
Humans can get angry.
No, that's not true. You are now not telling the truth. What really happened in this movie and in this scene, and he explained it even.
Okay, well,
There
let's
was
hear the explanation.
he was not super angry in the moment when he killed his friend. He had even a smile on his face, and that's why he hated himself and he was fearing himself because he was not a good
angry
person.
is not the right word, but he let his emotions take control of him, and he let himself beat his friend to death.
His emotions, you mean his not emotions? Because he killed
it's
his
emotions.
friend.
If you've been in a fight
he
like
was
that,
he was
it's
in
very
control
emotional.
of he was in control of the situation. He was in control.
I'm totally in control, but I very emotional. It doesn't affect my control of what I'm doing.
Yeah, but the thing is, he had no reason to kill him because he was not angry at him or something like that. He just killed him, and that's the reason why
he went out of control. He clearly went out of control.
No, I don't see it that way, and that's the reason why he's not a sympathetic character to root for.
No, but you're wrong. And he is a sympathetic character because you're wrong. And
It
the way
was
he
not
approaches everybody and
No,
every
but
situation
he didn't kill him by accident. It was not an accident. It was not shown that
it wasn't
way.
an accident, but you put yourself in a situation where you're in a desperate struggle and you're fighting and you go out of control. I could certainly see that. That's what I got from. No matter what he's saying, his mouth is moving and words are coming out. But I know what I saw.
When you are fighting, and then out of accident or desperation, whatever, you defend yourself, and then you hit somebody too hard, and then this guy dies. That's an accident. But when you are in control of the situation, you have him under in your arm, and you can do with him whatever you want, and you just kill him, that's not an accident. He was not fighting
look,
for
he
his.
wasn't putting himself forward as the most virtuous person ever, and you should make him a saint. He was definitely putting himself forward as someone who's afraid he's going to do that again, who's barely under control, and he's constantly trying to keep the situations from escalating. But when it got to that point, you could see when it got to that point where they attacked the girl in the bookstore and stuff, and that was it. He was over the edge. He was going to start killing.
Yeah, but why? He barely knew her.
Because at some point, no matter how you control yourself, there are some times where if it's just going to burst forth.
Yeah, but shouldn't his girlfriend be the one that puts him over the edge? Why this random girl that he just met one day ago or something like that?
Well, it's not about, her being his girl. It's about what's right and wrong.
Yeah, but
and
it's
the fact that
you can't have it both ways.
The thing is, what you're not getting.
If he's emotionally invested, he's emotionally invested. So he's more invested in this random girl than in his actual girlfriend.
He brought those people to that bookstore by fighting them at the roadhouse. So he felt responsible for what happened to her. That's why he reacted like he did. It's not about her being, important to him. It's about him feeling like, okay, this is going too freaking far, and people are going to die now. And so he could either leave the situation and let it continue to deteriorate without him, or he can step in and probably get killed, but do something about it.
So that's also the reason why he gave them just $1 million at the end for this random people.
Yeah, that's probably why he gave them the money, because he felt like he had caused that to happen to him. Yeah, and because he didn't want the money. He didn't care about the money. Did you not pick up on that?
Yeah, but the beauty of the old Roadhouse, for example, is that this guy, Patrick Swayze, he controls himself, and also he shows us how these people work. He shows them. He shows his team he tells them what to do and shows them, and there's a reason for him to be there. But this guy, he has kind of no clue what he's doing. He's just a fight machine or whatever, and his advice is more than dangerous.
Yeah.
For example, this guy, he has a knife, so let him attack you. And then after the attack, something like that. No, but if this guy has this knife not just bought yesterday, if he uses it since years, then you have no chance against him when he uses it against you.
Well, he got stabbed in the abdomen using that philosophy at the beginning of the movie, and really, you don't get stabbed like that and just shrug it off.
Yeah, and also people who want to kill you, you don't just drive them to the hospital and have 3 of them sitting right behind you.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah, but
the show had heart. It had comedy. It had action. It had decent writing. I wasn't unhappy with it.
Decent writing, really?
Yeah.
So
it was okay.
like this sheriff that is first he's working with the gangster.
You really almost had to have that. And then the sheriff part of it.
Yeah, and then his daughter gets taken, and then he thinks it's a scam, and then the gangster tells him no, she got really taken.
Well, some of that they were lying.
So this is good writing or what?
It wasn't bad. There was a lot of stuff going on, Cub. Maybe you didn't understand all of it.
And what was this non-actor? He is this enemy at the end. This wrestler who pretended to be.
God, yeah, I didn't know who that was.
He was just a wrestler. He was not an actor.
Okay, so that was the crazy guy they brought in?
Yeah. And he
Okay.
just played a crazy guy.
Well, he definitely did a good job playing a crazy guy.
Yeah. So my biggest problem with this movie, there was nobody you to root for. They were all unsympathetic fucks, and also it had no eye candy at all. The only decent-looking person was the club owner, the female club owner, and that's it. The girlfriend was ugly. All the other workers were all ugly as fuck, especially the female ones.
So that's why you're upset. You didn't have a pretty girl for you. If they'd
No,
had a
yes.
cute barmaid, you would have been
Yes.
happy.
If they would have a cute barmaid, it would at least make sense. But if the barmaid looks like shit, then nobody's going to show up for a drink.
Okay.
Doesn't that make any sense to you?
Oh, okay, so my favorite Roadhouse is from the Blues Brothers. Rollin', rollin', rollin'.
Yes,
Huh?
that's the best one. That's the best one. That's for sure. But the original Roadhouse, the one with Patrick Swayze, it was also over the top and didn't make much sense, but it made much more sense than this one. Also, you had many sympathetic characters and you had much eye candy in it.
Well, I can't wait for Kat and Bazzil to weigh in on all of this. But we'll have to wait till Bazzil's here, and we got to wait till Kat actually sees the movie.
Right?
I think she's gonna like it, and she didn't like the first one, so that will flip Cub's whole argument on its head.
Yeah, but I'm not a big fan of the first one either. But I don't hate it. I think it's an okay movie.
You wiggled right out of that, Cub.
No. I watched the first one time when it came out back then, 40 years ago or whatever.
Yeah, that's me.
35 years ago.
Yeah, I saw it a long time ago too.
I watched it, thought, oh, it's okay. I didn't hate it or something like that. But I also
for a Patrick Swayze movie, it was pretty good. He wasn't a great actor.
Yeah, but what
I think the other one, I think Ghost, he was pretty good in.
But what I really liked about the original Roadhouse was Sam Elliott.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, he was really good.
He was really good and a sympathetic character as usual, and I missed something like that.
I really thought that they were going to pull in a character like that. I kept waiting, and they never did. I think that you're right, that was a missing element.
Yeah, that was really, because if they would have done something like that, then the main character would appear even more unsympathetic than he was already.
Yeah.
Because for me, he was completely unsympathetic character. And I like the actor himself. I think he's a good actor. Yeah, the Donnie Darko guy. He himself is a good actor, but completely miscast here for that. And the character himself was written horrible writing on this thing. And there's really not
You
much.
mean you're talking about Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal, or whatever his name is. Yeah, the guy from the world after tomorrow or something like that. Yeah. So I say always the Donnie Darko guy.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, that was his kind of breakthrough. Even it was a flop, which was a hit on video. Became a cult following, and then they made a continuation which was also a flop. It's like with Blade Runner.
Yeah,
it's the same story again, where they make after a flop another flop. The only thing where part 2 wasn't a flop, can you remember which movie that was? This was Austin Powers. The first Austin Powers bombed in the cinema and became a cult hit on video. And the second part was a hit in cinemas.
Yeah.
Back then, and became a third part. This is the only case I can remember where the first movie was a flop, and part 2 was a hit.
Well, it's so rare that flops get sequels.
Yeah, but most of the time when a flop gets a sequel, it also becomes a flop. There are many examples for that, like with Blade Runner and here Donnie Darko and so on. But this is the rare case where this isn't the case. Yeah, so I would say, should we leave the Roadhouse, or is there anything more to say about it?
That's all I've got.
Yeah,
but I did work in my Blues Brothers reference, which is why I've got the Blues Brothers as my avatar. Woohoo!
Yeah, so you still got the blues, I see.
Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Okay,
Roadhouse.
so the next up is Cub's all-time favorite movie for 2024. It's Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, which I did see at the movie.
Yeah, it's another Empire, and also it's like with Godzilla X Kong. It's another movie with Empire in the title, and also it has something freezing in this time in the title and in the movie. And with the Lost Empire here, the Godzilla X Kong one, there's this freezing monster which is which is going to freeze the world, the whole planet.
Wow.
So it's also about freezing and Empire.
That's crazy. Did you get a chance to see this one, Kat?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you haven't seen the new Ghostbusters? How can that be?
Ow. Ow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to let you start this time, Cub. I know you love this movie, so.
Yeah, first off,
why did you love it so much?
How did you like the last one, Afterbirth?
Did you get to see the last one, Kat?
No, I didn't. I didn't watch it because I remember you guys saying that it wasn't no good.
Yeah, it was complete garbage. And
exactly, so I didn't waste my time.
Yeah, and this one is also complete garbage. Again.
I figured.
And this time they go really all in with this woke crap. But it's still more entertaining, I guess, like as the last one, as the first one. It's a little bit more entertaining.
Well, compared to the 2016 thing?
Not the 2016 thing. We have now 2 new ones. When I say the last one, I mean Afterbirth. Not
right.
Not Don't Answer the Call. The 2016
I liked the last one better than I did this one. It seemed like it seemed hollow. It was something missing. It wasn't creepy or scary. The dynamic of having the family go after ghosts versus like the 4 friends, you lost a lot of the interactions that made it funny. So you lost your comedy. There was no horrific element that scared anything. That used to be back in the 80s. It was a little scary. It was a little horror. It was a comedy.
Yeah, but wait a second.
The comedy. They lost the horror, and they replaced it with I don't know. What would you say they replaced it with? Cub?
Don't you think that the main actress acted stupidly? It was so stupid that she turned herself into a ghost, which with a new machine, Deus Ex Machina, that was just used to extract ghosts from objects. And so she just assumed that it would extract ghosts of her for 2 minutes for some reason.
That didn't make no sense. None of it made any sense.
Yeah, how did she know that? Because it was never tested on living being, I think.
No, and it wasn't.
Yeah, so she kind of killed her. So she kind of killed herself, and also it was the only way that this ghost could take what you call it, possess her, could possess her. But by possessing her, why did the body of her, which was dead without a ghost, without anything in it, Because if a body doesn't have a ghost in it, it doesn't have anything in it. It is dead, Jim, or not.
Yeah.
So how can it talk?
I don't know. I can't answer these questions. I didn't write this thing.
Wouldn't it make more sense if the ghost went into the body instead of going into the ghost?
Yeah.
But if we just needed somebody to possess, there were already people possessed who could speak.
Well, my
these
personal
words.
belief is ghosts are probably transdimensional beings.
Yeah, and
trapped
also
between realities.
Also, do they want to make the rule up that if somebody gets possessed by a ghost, he can just speak in a ghost voice and isn't able to speak in his normal voice anymore? But weren't there people possessed who acted normal till it was discovered they were possessed?
Yeah. So how could they do that and not be able to speak, right?
Yeah, so it doesn't make any sense. This is another example for lazy writing. Really, they didn't put any thought in this story at all. Zero. And also, it is another fraud where they call the movie Frozen Empire, but it freezes up in the last 20 minutes. And for stupid reasons, by the way. And the whole time is something different. It's just about this little girl and it wants to be a Ghostbuster again. But isn't that the story of the first movie?
It is. I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, the little girl who wants to be a Ghostbuster with her friends. And now she wants to be a Ghostbuster with her family who didn't want to be Ghostbusters. And also, the only reason why I like this movie more than the last one is that we have more old Ghostbusters in. That's the only reason. I know they are completely wasted and don't do shit, but still, they are still there.
That's true. That did help.
Yeah. And that's the
They
only
needed to
thing.
focus on the older Ghostbusters. They really did.
Yeah, you had a few more scenes with Dan Aykroyd and things like that, which
It would have helped tremendously.
Yeah, which I liked with his parts. But when the old Ghostbusters show up, I like these scenes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and
that would have been a good movie. Why didn't they just make that movie?
They just don't want to. They are hacks. They're complete hacks. I don't know. The story was so boring. Most of the time,
it was very forgettable.
Yeah,
I mean, it was forgettable.
Yeah, and also
you come out of that movie theater just with nothing.
Yeah, and also this small marshmallow man. How often are they going to show up now?
Every time.
For which reason? Because they already showed up for no reason the last one. At least give us some reason why these things happen. Make some reasons up. Damn it. Is it really too hard? It's so frustrating. And also this gay relationship in there with this female ghost. Why?
I don't know. Yeah. You know why.
It's just
2024, baby.
Yeah. So please stop. Now they proved really Ghostbusters is dead. Really. They are not even able with the original Ghostbusters to make a decent Ghostbuster movie that comes close to part 2. And part 2 was already crap back then. Don't forget that.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's Citizen Kane compared to these new ones. Yeah, I don't know.
It gets a thumbs down, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. I wish, and also putting Harvey Oswald or here what was this guy's name? Not Harvey Oswald, but he's called Oswald or not?
Oh yeah, he's terrible. He's a terrible Patton Oswalt.
Patton
soon as I
Oswalt, no-
saw him in it, I knew
Yeah.
it was going to be bad.
Yeah, he's worse than Harvey Oswald here, the guy who shot JFK.
Oh yeah, he's a terrible person and a worse actor.
Yeah, they should have better put him in there, not this Patton Oswalt. Wow, I hate this fuck.
Yeah, as soon as I saw he was going to be in the movie, I had a terrible premonition that it was going to be awful, and it was.
Yeah, it was really. It was completely unnecessary. Completely. All his scenes, you could cut out all his scenes. It wouldn't make zero difference for the story at all. So yeah, I would say let's bury this Ghostbuster thing. There's really nothing more to say about it.
Well, I guess we have to discuss the first Omen. I haven't seen it, and High Ground's not here, and I don't think Kat's seen it.
Nope.
But
yeah,
you have. So you want to save it, or you want to discuss it?
no, I would say let's save it. Just say so much. I think it's worth watching. It's,
All right.
I don't hate it or something like that.
We'll check it out for next time. Hopefully, we'll have Mike here as well. So I know he wanted to discuss it.
Yeah, and I made a review on it, and the review comes out after the next this Wednesday. We get Cub versus Cubzilla versus Kong, and
All right.
after that,
1
we
week
get
later.
1 week later. So
So the following Wednesday.
following Wednesday is my Omen review. I already made a review on it, and
Well, that'll be good. We can watch that, and then we'll be able to talk about your review and the movie and stuff.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
compare and contrast them. All we have left then is Resident Alien. I know that is not a favorite series of Cat, so I know she hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
And but I do
tried,
think
but no.
Cub spent all of yesterday, marathoning season 3. Is that right, Cub?
Yes, that's right. And so, in general, I like the series in general, but there are some complaints which bother me, and in this season more than in the other seasons. And this is this woke stuff in it, where we have these gay characters, and most of the characters are women anyway, and the men are not portrayed manly enough for my taste. They are also very wishy-washy, or what you want to say. But
You mean like the sheriff?
yeah, like the
And
sheriff,
his
the
relationship with his girlfriend?
yeah, it's most of the time it's about a woman or a girlfriend or relationship or something like that, which annoys me.
They
a
did
little
lean into that a lot this year.
bit. Yeah, in this
But
season.
they did kind of move away from what they were doing last year, where they had that episode where all the women got together and demanded higher money from the mayor. And I don't know. If you look at their ratings, when they got to that episode where they kind of went woke, it dropped off the cliff, and they ended up making less episodes than they were planning last year. And then this year they cut back the episodes even more. And I think part of the reason was them going a little bit woke.
Yeah, these woke relationships. I mean, especially that one of the main characters is gay. Yeah, this female, this Indian female, whatever. And of course, we have other women that are also gay there, and we have this constant relationship fuss with in this case. And these are scenes that
But you also have
can't
women who are
stand.
just friends, and you had
Yeah, we're just friends. Yeah,
and you had
but
my favorite character on there is of course the doctor, the resident alien himself, and in this series, the season 3, he had a girlfriend, the giant bird lady. What did you think about her?
yeah. So I just wanted to get the negative stuff out of the way.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Because now let's talk about the positives in this very short season. The positives are we have real development in the story, but really, kind of in every second episode was real development where the story really went forward, went somewhere, which I really like. And we get this complete crazy start where we get introduced into these portals, where we get to see that our resident alien, that his life, his society is not so much different than ours, and it seems like all like a Bazzil like thing.
Yeah,
where
that's a good
bureaucracy, yeah, and so it makes him much more human and much more relatable, I think, than because till now we kind of thought this is complete crazy society. These are complete crazy societies out there, and something like that. But now we go more in the direction Bazzil, and I would even say Hitchhiker Through Galaxy is even a better description of what is going on or not.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Because you have parallel storylines which play out on Earth and play out in the whole galaxy. With this bureaucracy thing.
And they introduced the aliens kidnapping people and genetic experiments. They introduced trying to destroy or modify the Earth with a weapon of creating Yellowstone into a weapon. There was a lot of development that went on, and our doctor is continuing to, as you say, develop a personality.
Yes, and also his this gray, one of the grays who is half man, half gray.
Yeah, the hybrid.
The hybrid. I thought it was very clever from the story, because the whole time I'm complaining about the garbage writing nowadays. But in this case, I have to say it was very clever how they made him from an enemy to a ally.
It was
how
awesome.
they explained
I can see that happening.
Yes, because his people don't give a crap on him, and if they turn the planet into something that only his people can breathe on or live in, he wouldn't be able to.
He wouldn't survive, and they're not going to take care of him either.
He would survive, and they're not going to take care of him, and I like that. I really, because this is exactly what I'm asking for. You can make decisions like making out of an enemy an ally, but you have to explain it. You have to give us a reason as an audience that we buy into it. And this is how
the development they did with his kid was also well done.
Yes, I was so surprised how good this worked out. Because they had it this time really both ways. They had the cake and they ate it too. Yeah. Because he fought against his breed, but also at the end it was really kind of that he liked it. He liked his children in a weird kind of way.
In his own way.
In his own way.
But he's an alien.
So, yeah.
The doctor has always reminded me of Cub.
Yeah, misunderstood alien.
Right.
So, and what I really, really, really liked was the ending. The last episode, this surprise, the switch that the Mantis took place, and it made completely sense. This is the reason why he didn't care for his children anymore when he left. Where he said, "Forget so and so," and now it made sense. Because at first I thought, now I thought he likes his children. Why forget about them? But now it makes sense because it's not him. It's this Mantis creature.
Right. That's right. He's the Mantis. That's why he acted like he did. And did you notice how we didn't really have the children so much? The Arab girl and I don't know what she is, but the girl and the boy.
Pakistani, I think.
Yeah, they were so much less a part of this season, and even though they're really good in the show, I thought the show was better de-emphasizing them this season.
Yes, I also think it was a good decision not to have so much of them the whole time. And I don't know how this character, child characters, not really sure where they want to go with them.
And that's good. I prefer not to know.
Yeah, but they didn't annoy me this time, and I thought it was their side. It was okay, and have to see how it goes on. If it goes on, if they renew it for a fourth season. Have you heard anything, Greg?
I haven't heard yet. I'm hopeful.
Hey, what did your secret connections say?
An official rumor?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it like Doomcock does, huh?
Yeah, I heard a rumor.
I heard a rumor
an
from a special
unconfirmed source. Yeah.
My source is probably going to be Cat Claw. Okay, so that's the end of our list.
Oh, we made it to the end.
We made it to the end. That's all.
Yeah, and only in 2.5 hours runtime.
That's not too bad.
Yeah,
that's probably about the extent that that my batteries can hold up today. I'm on a backup system.
Yeah, so I would say thank you. I would say let's wrap this one up.
Thanks for showing up, everybody, and thank you, Cat Claw, for being here.
Yeah. And
Thank you for having me.
To give a short information on the next one, the three main things we are going to talk about are for the next month, the Fall Guy, of course, the new Planet of the Apes movie, the new Kingdom, and the new Mad Max movie.
Fall Guy, Mad Max, and Planet of the Apes.
Yeah,
okay.
these are the big ones. And is there anything else? No. These are, as I said, so these are the big ones we are talking about next time in 2 months.
Pick up on the first Omen, and maybe we'll discuss the Shogun series.
Yes, the Shogun series. We haven't talked about that. It's finished. Have you seen the ending?
I have watched all of it.
Yeah, and so let's talk about it here at the end. Just good that you have remembered it. So what did you think? Did you read the book, by the way?
I did not read the book, but I saw the original. I have the original series on DVD. I just rewatched it recently, and of course, for its time, it was good. But I thought the acting in the new version was much better, and I thought de-emphasizing the English character somewhat, and less having more of these other characters, because it shouldn't really be a story about him. He's just our insight. And the really interesting thing is what's going on with the Japanese nation, what's going on with Toranaga and Mariko. Well, I can't say it correctly, but you know what I'm saying. I really enjoyed the side characters' development. I really liked the acting. I thought it was just overall a great series.
Yeah, and I really liked the last episode where you get that it was all the plan of this Shogun character who is going to become the Shogun, and that he planned it all, even the death of the woman, even the death of this guy, and when he tells him
probably
that
his son as well. I mean, he knew how he was going to react. He knew he would probably die, and then he planned on using his death, the mourning period, to buy him the time that he needed to allow her to do her thing. He didn't count on her dying.
Yeah, and
the betrayal of his friend, and then he killed him at the end. It was very Japanese.
Yeah, and also don't forget he already let his best friend die in one of
the
the
old
earlier
guy
episodes.
who he
The
allowed
old
to
guy.
commit, but
Yeah.
he used that as well. He knew that's why he pushed them to be there. He knew what was going to happen. He knew one of them was going to commit suicide. He knew it,
Yeah.
and he used it.
And I really liked
Ruthless.
when he tells the dead man, because he knows that his friend is going to die by his hand, and he tells him what is going to happen. And we see these scenes when they show us how these armies are ready for battle, and how this battle is not going to happen because of
what the woman did, because of his plan.
Yeah. And I really thought, oh my God, this is so good. Of course, I knew the twist already because I know the original series. I didn't read the book, and I knew the twist already. And I thought, in the original series with Chamberlain, I thought the twist at the end came there much more out of nowhere, and so it had a much deeper impact with the Chamberlain version, because when in the Chamberlain version, in the last episode, he reveals the first time his thoughts that he burnt down the ship.
Right.
That came really kind of out of nowhere and had a much deeper impact. I thought, at least. But you can't have. Oh, we have.
What was more shocking?
Yeah, and now Bazzil appeared here.
Oh boy.
The last second.
What timing?
Yeah, really.
Hello, guys. Hey, I got a question. Have you guys seen Beetlejuice 2 trailer?
Yes.
You seen what?
Beetlejuice 2 trailer?
I haven't seen it. Normally we cover trailers, but the Cub didn't put it on the list.
Why should I also... Hey, I also did... Hey, I also didn't put on the list that you eat 3 times a day.
Yeah, that's true.
You still do it.
And I'm down to once a day because of that.
Yeah. So don't put everything on me.
I'm losing weight because of Cub.
Yeah, I knew I should have waited before this red sign or before the stop sign, but Cub didn't put it on the list, officer. Sorry. So I didn't stop at the stop sign. Yeah.
Did you want to say something about the trailer, Kat? I mean, we didn't see it, but you could still talk about it.
No, I have seen it.
Well, yeah, Cub's seen it too. It's been a couple weeks since I watched it. Honestly, I'd have to rewatch it again.
Right?
No, you don't have to rewatch it again. It's just a teaser. There's nothing in the trailer.
Yeah, I can't. I've been so busy, like my memory's awful.
Oh no!
No, in the trailer there's nothing. The trailer is just a teaser. You just see the characters, and that's it. You see a short scene with Beetlejuice and here this new character here, this replacement for Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
And that's how the trailer starts. And you see this.
They're at a funeral in the one I watched.
Yeah, and then you see the funeral or something like that, or wedding, a group of people, and that's the whole trailer. That's it.
Yeah,
it's just a teaser. And for me, this comes much too late. I'm looking forward to it, of course, but Tim Burton, he got so bad in the last years, in the last decade. It's I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he ruins it. Maybe it becomes decent. But can you remember what was the best thing with the old Beetlejuice?
What's that guy's name that plays Michael Keaton? I thought he was hilarious in the first movie.
Yeah, but in the first movie, also what was really intriguing was the special effects. Yeah. They weren't a CGI or something like that. They were all stop
Practical?
motion or go
They had
motion.
claymation.
Oh
Yeah, they
wow!
were-
Yeah.
The old effects in the original Beetlejuice, they were all stop motion and go motion, if you can
Yeah.
remember.
Is that what they're going to be doing again?
Do you really think so?
No.
It's Tim Burton. So it's the guy who gave us this horrible Alice in Wonderland CGI crap. So
So while Basil's popping in and out, I wanted to ask him if he wanted to comment on like the Roadhouse movie. I know he watched it.
Oh yeah, it was a great movie. I loved it.
So what did you have to say about it? Why did you like it?
You know, I found that it was a lot better than the original Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze. It's more more real life. Patrick Swayze was all arrogant and all into this martial arts bullshit, where he's portraying that he is the greatest of the great. Friends with some
You're
drunken
saying he wasn't
moron.
believable as a
I- Yeah, the one with Patrick Swayze was just not at all believable. Not
and
at
you're
all.
saying the newer one he's believable?
Yeah, much more so.
Did you
Much
think he
more
was a
modern day, much
sympathetic
more
character?
realistic.
Cub says he wasn't a sympathetic character, and so he can't enjoy the movie.
I thought he was a pretty well sympathetic character. A lot better than Patrick Swayze ever was.
sorry, Patrick Swayze at least tried to show people how to roadhouse, and not just giving them stupid advice that gets them fast killed or something like that.
What about that, Basil?
I didn't hear him. There's a lot of static here.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, but Basil, and what is
It's
what
true.
is
There is a
what
lot of
is,
static. I'm trying to get my technology working, but
yeah,
my track phone won't connect for some reason.
yeah, but
So
Basil,
I'm trying to use
What in the
wireless.
hell's a triphone?
didn't
I'm gonna have
you didn't you miss didn't
Greg.
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to switch to my wireless headphones. So hang on a minute.
hey, didn't you miss
You're
the
going away?
didn't you miss the Sam Elliott character in the new Roadhouse?
He's having fun, Cub. Give him a second while he connects something to his
Yeah,
triphone.
but this is a German stream. We don't have fun here. This is serious.
Was it not?
Okay, so what about the Liam Neeson movie we were talking about? God,
Malu?
Marlowe. I know. Basil got a chance to watch that. What did you think of that?
What is it?
The Marlowe movie with Liam
Marlowe?
Neeson. Remember, with the
It's
black
all right.
chauffeur with
Pretty
the
good.
Tommy gun?
It was actually pretty funny. I liked it. The acting was really well. And hang on, folks, we are having lots of connection problems today. What the hell?
You know,
All
Cub
right.
lied earlier. He said there was nothing on the series that he was going to like, and yet he liked Shogun and he liked Resident Alien. That's two lies. Nomad would
Oh my
share a
God!
lie.
You're kidding.
Hey,
No?
and I didn't hate the first Omen, as you remember.
That's
Oh,
true, but we
yeah,
didn't discuss it.
Omen was good. And what about Dune? Did you hate Dune too?
Hey, which one?
Dune 2.
Dune.
Yeah, of
Dune.
course I hated it. I even made a
Of course
separate
you hated
review. I hated it so much that I made a second Dune review just for the rant. It's called Cub versus Dune. And
Yeah.
this was really garbage. The new adaptation. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. We were ending the stream.
Yeah. So I think. Do you want to continue, or should we?
I think it's time to
end
cut it down. Basil's having technical difficulties. Cat's not feeling well. And we're out of our topic.
Yeah, and we got just going back to the topics again, and so I would.
Well, we had Basil drop in, so we needed to get his opinion.
Yeah.
On what?
So
we're ending the show. We were actually ending it like 10 minutes before you came on, Bazzil. You got lucky though.
Oh well, shit.
yeah,
I'm sorry. we're out of topic.
yeah, we are already 3 hours.
We've
in,
already
so,
added extras.
Yeah. So I would say thanks to the audience that listened to us, and for the next stream, it's in 2 months, 30th of June, that you know ahead of time when it is. Okay.
Okay. I don't think there's any special religious holidays or anything that day. So yeah.
Oh, I don't think so. So and also for the people.
Oh wait a
if they're
minute, that's Bazzil gets a new sword though.
Yeah, and as usual, Greg, you forgot the most important thing.
What?
Bazzil has his big appearance
Oh,
this
that's right.
Wednesday.
We need
This
to tell him
Wednesday.
about that. Did
Yeah,
you know
ba-
you got a big appearance coming Wednesday, Bazzil? Did you know
Yeah,
that?
in Cub Sylar versus Kong. That's the video where Bazzil has his appearance.
Oh, that's gonna be great.
That's going to be this Wednesday.
This Wednesday, so that you know, Bazzil. Because I think when he watched my King Kong review, he thought, "Hey, wait a second! In the last King Kong review, I had an appearance, and because I made 2 reviews of the King Kong one, now it's the second one. It's now this Wednesday, and this is the one where Bazzil is in it this time. So,
Awesome. We'll
yeah,
look forward to that, and we can discuss it on the next episode.
Yeah, we're going to discuss that. So thanks for listening, and I'm going to end the stream right now.
Goodbye, everybody.
Peace.
Talk to you.
Bye.